right, what is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy on Sports joining you here, and it is game time. It is NFC Championship time here, the way that only Nagy on Sports can do it. Hey, well, there you go. Okay, well, have a safe flight, and hello to you, Kit, as well. You can see joining in the chat. My name is Phil Nagy. Welcome to Nagy on Sports, only place that you're going to find simulated sporting events with live original commentary, and we are excited to bring this one to you. Again, remember, it is the NFC Championship, the real thing. Just got done updating the rosters and the depth charts, and excited to bring this one to you. There's Dan Quinn. His team has been very good, and led by that man right there, obviously going to be the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Jaden Daniels has been sensational. Nick Sirianni's crew paced by a resurgence of Saquon Barkley. I'm not sure if he qualifies for Comeback Player of the Year, but he sure deserves it because he has been absolutely sensational this season, rushing, of course, for over 2,000 yards, and that was even, they benched him in the last game. He could have broken Eric Dickerson's record, but opted to be a team player, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Hey Jim, welcome in and hello to you. Let's kick this thing off from right to left. Jake Elliott puts toe to leather. Here at Nagy on Sports, kick is going to be returned by the Commanders up to the 25, nearing the 30, and that's where he'll go down at the 29-yard line. All right, well, here he is. We'll talk a little bit more about it over the course of the sim, but Jaden Daniels, man, if we had the number 2 pick last year, this would be what the Browns were signing up for. Fortunately, timing matters, and this is not a great season to have the second pick if you need a quarterback, but we'll figure it out. C'est la vie, as they say. Jaden Daniels has been absolutely sensational. You can see he's popped as a superstar already. He's going to start in the pistol. First play of the game. Back to pass. Now he'll roll to the right. Pressure coming, and he'll be sacked and thrown to the ground. Josh Sweat got home in a hurry, and Daniels couldn't get around him. Both these quarterbacks we know are athletic and are going to run, but Josh Sweat on the first play of the day almost like picks him up and barrel rolls in midair. And welcome to the NFC Championship, Jaden Daniels. That was a monster hit that time from Josh Sweat. And here we go on a 2nd and long already. Back to pass now. Daniels left side, dumping it quickly. Short throw, first down. Whoop, no, not a first down. Wrong marker, Phil. Almost back to the original line of scrimmage. Zach Bond making the tackle. Wamidi Zacchaeus on the opposite end of that one. 3rd and long now. Daniels, they blitz late, and he's got good protection. He'll fire deep shot over the head. Tried to go to Zacchaeus, attacking Darius Slay, and incomplete, and they're going to have to go 3 and out and punt. So Daniels is stymied on his first drive. Good job by the Eagle defense. Eagles fairly big favorites in this one. Home field, not sure what the weather's going to be like. But man alive, did the Commanders look something special when they whipped the Lions in Detroit in that divisional round. Would not have had that one on my bingo card. Let's look at what Jalen Hurts did in our simulated season. It's a pretty darn good performance for him. 3,600 yards, 32 and 7. You'll sign up for that just about every year. Again, much is talked about the size of their line. Their guards are both gigantic. I think that's what a lot of people have, big tackles, but these guys, I mean, Becton was, of course, came out as a left tackle, and he is a mammoth of a human being, and is playing right guard. So that's where they talk about the size. Kind of the same thing with the Ravens, who had Daniel Faalele, the big left tackle, is like 6'9", 400 pounds, whatever, is playing right guard for them. Now Hurts back to pass on a 2nd and 7, and he'll be sacked. Pressure up the middle. That's the rookie Jaquan Newton, easy for me to say. And 2 sacks, 1 either way to start the game. Defensive units are cooking here early. But just in case you didn't believe me here, Mekhi Becton, 6'7", 363, not your prototypical right guard. Quickly across the middle on a 3rd and 14. It's going to be Dallas Goedert, and it's going to be significantly shorter than the line that they need to achieve. And that's going to be almost a 3 and out both ways. Here Again, appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy on Sports is the channel. Appreciate all 1,135 of our subscribers. Picked up another subscriber this morning during our very exciting Cavs preview sim. If you want to check that back out. Of course, we simmed the national championship. It didn't quite go the way we did it, but Ohio State still won big. And I would argue if Emeka Egbuka doesn't get that ball punched out in the fourth quarter, that Ohio State goes on to win maybe 40, 45-7, something like that. But kudos to Notre Dame for taking the small glimmer of hope that they were given and increasing it, turning it into a game. Very good game, but Buckeyes champions of the world. We talked about our 2025 Buckeye Sim season, which is coming up starting next week. We did a roster reveal on that earlier as well. And of course, we still have 3 videos up with 3 different roster options for the Browns, for which one you'd like to see us sim the 2025 season of. First down for Brian Robinson. Good patience through the hole. Brian Robinson, an interesting example, never really even started at Alabama, but they knew he was very talented because he was behind Najee Harris and other very, very talented players. And he's had a really nice run here in the NFL. Daniels firing right side. On the sideline, first down. Completes the pass. Didn't get a number on that receiver, but a nice catch by him. You can tell that it was not Terry McLaurin, who's the superstar at the top of your screen right there on the 40-yard line. Here comes Robinson. He'll try to get outside, and he'll be swallowed by Jalen Carter, who is very quickly turning into one of the best defensive tackles in the league. Who would have thought? And once again, his slight character issues allowed him to fall all the way to the late teens, which is where the Eagles were able to grab him because he was a top 5 player in last year's draft for sure. But like some of the other players from Georgia, had some off-the-field issues with some driving incidents, and that caused him to fall. Over the middle, dump it off short. Zacchaeus, first down and more to the 45-yard line, and they've penetrated Philadelphia territory as well. Hey, Mason, welcome in. Good to have you on here. Interesting article. I'm not sure if anybody else has seen it. I haven't read the whole thing. I just read kind of like the abstract of it, if you will. But probably the first of many to come after that. Jaden Daniels, the reason that he is so successful is that they have actually trained and rewired his brain. Again, this is according to the article, that he trains with VR, and that VR training was like a mandate of his contract. Basically, like, if you draft me, you will buy this VR stuff for me. And so he has been working with this company in Germany, and they developed like a VR quarterback simulator thing. But the trick is that he runs it at 1.75 speed. And so when he's training and when he's reading all these simulated defenses, he's doing it at almost double speed, so that he says, then this article is theorizing that they literally have trained his brain to see it faster than it happens in real life. Thus, when it happens in the game, he's able to read it very easily and identify things very quickly because he's trained at essentially double speed. So obviously, it's a copycat league, and he's had tremendous success. And if this little training thing is the reason that he's had success, you can bet everybody's going to be using it next year. But just thought it was a very interesting article. Browns also have like a big VR training thing as part of their new practice facility, but you wouldn't know it based on their outcome this season, at least, as Seibert drills the first 3 points of the NFC Championship game. Boarding to head home. All right, well, at least you're finishing up. Means you'll be able to join us for the AFC Championship tomorrow. And yes, definitely travel safe. I'm sure Chicago is chilly as well. Of course, sub-zero temperatures here in Central Ohio once again, second day in a row. First and 10 with 3:16. Hurts crouches low into that trademark position. He'll throw it quickly to the right side. Jahan Dotson, of course, coming over from the Washington Commanders, their former first-round pick. And Dotson able to pick up 5 from Jalen Hurts here, playing his old team. I would recommend it, Jim. It is a beautiful city. Just give yourself plenty of time getting in and out of the airport. Barkley, right side. Watch out. 40, 35. Saquon, little dipsy-do to the 30-yard line. His first touch. And it goes for 21. Saquon Barkley with a big run to the right side, following the aforementioned Mekhi Becton and Landon Johnson, the long-time All-Pro. Running backs on either side of him, waiting all the way down. 3, 2, 1. Interesting choice for Hurts to snap it with 2 seconds. He'll fire over the middle. Got it! Long dig route. First down. Dotson again. 2 strikes on this drive to the former Commander, and Dotson has him with the setup of the 1st and goal. That was a nice strike in front of Benjamin St-Juste. Back to pass. Hurts right side. Dump it short. And a 3rd time to Jahan Dotson. So clearly a matchup that they've wanted to exploit here. Jahan Dotson versus Benjamin St-Juste. They're staying away from Marshawn Lattimore, the X factor there. You can see him in the slot against Devontae Smith right now. Motion Cummings. Here's to be zoned. They're going to option keeper it. We know this is a big part of their offense, and swarming are the Commanders down at the 5. Might be the last play of the 1st quarter, unless they hurry, as Hurts is tackled on the option keeper. He seems to be in no particular hurry to snap the ball, and won't. Okay. 1st quarter coming to a close. 3-0. Good replay of the baptism of Jaden Daniels there by Josh Sweat. Newton's sacked there as well. Jerson Newton from Illinois. The big rookie Jerson Newton, 6'2", 295. In a starting role here already with the injury to Jonathan Allen. Pressure coming, and he'll be sacked again. Speed around the edge from Clelin Ferrell, the former 1st-round pick of the Raiders. And Ferrell came in hot that time, and he beat Jordan Mailata, who's one of the best, if not the best, left tackle in the game right now. No offense to Trent Williams. Trent Williams just getting a little bit older is all. But back-to-back sacks, and that's going to be Jake Elliott's turn now to try to match the game. So both defenses flexing a little bit with the pass rush, and even if you have mobile quarterbacks, if they don't have a way to get out of there, they're still able to be sacked. Boy, you're going to be in Dallas for a month. That's a lot of poker. All right, 3-3. A little bit of a sluggish start. Both teams kind of feeling each other out. Again, weather could be a factor. Doesn't look like they're even breathing the steam here in this one. 3-3. 12-17 on this 2nd quarter clock. Option keeper for Daniels. 30, 35 for the rookie. Up to the 40-yard line, and he'll pick up 12. And a 1st down there for Jaden Daniels. Able to use his legs. We know that's definitely a thing and a part of his game. Option keeper again. He'll keep it left side. Has to step to the 40. Now the 45, and he'll be hit and then pushed across the line. Actually gets the 1st down. It's like Nolan Smith Jr. was there to tackle him and kind of push him forward across the line to gain, but it counts nonetheless, and they are into Philadelphia territory once again. The 12-5. The Washington Commanders. Option keeper again. Daniels to the 50. Tripped up. Good pursuit that time by Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Went and had a cup of coffee with the Lions last year. Didn't really work out for him, so Chauncey back with the Eagles this year and back to being great. Play action pass now. Quickly dump it to the right side to Robinson, and he'll be thrown out of bounds by Nolan Smith, one of those many talented Georgia defenders. Of course, that Georgia 2022 team that beat Ohio State by 2 and then beat TCU by 1 billion in the national championship set an NFL record with 15 guys drafted that season. And Ohio State can very easily tie, and depending on who all declares, surpass that record this year with up to 18 guys potentially getting drafted from the Ohio State national championship team, which is just wild. And this year, if I'm Andrew Berry, man, and there's a Buckeye there, I'm taking as many Buckeyes as I can. They're hardworking, they're selfless, they're just nice young men. They're obviously champions. They just played a 16-game schedule, so they know what it is to take care of their bodies and their minds over the course of a season. And I would argue that just about anybody on that Ohio State team makes Cleveland better. to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. First down and more. Hurts juking his way all the way to the 30-yard line. Jalen Hurts doing his own Saquon Barkley impression that time. He just took off. There was nobody on that side of the field, and we've seen that before. When you are in man coverage and you got your back turned to the quarterback, you gotta be in a position to get your head back around, because that quarterback can be off to the races and get a big gain, which he just did. Quickly over the middle. First catch of the day for A.J. Brown, and it's going to go for about 14 and a first down. Eagles. Nice drive so far here for Philly. Let's see if they can sustain this one. Little bunch to the right side. Hurts back to pass. Now he'll dump it quickly to the right side to Saquon, and he's pushed out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5. So a little extension of the run game there. Saquon Barkley. Man, what a season he's had. And, of course, after watching the Hard Knocks offseason with the Giants, where it was pretty clear that the ownership and John Mara wanted to keep him, and then they didn't, and he has, maybe not directly to them, but boy, has he made them pay for that decision. They have to be sick watching what he's doing for a division rival. Hurts right side throw. Calcaterra right at the line. Tackled aggressively. Lattimore had him and stands him up at the line. What a tackle. Go Bucks. Marshawn Lattimore, the former Saint. And he's come in and been a very, very nice piece. And it looks like we're going to get a challenge. We are going to get a challenge. Interesting to see if he had the first down spot. So Philly's going to challenge that Calcaterra had the first down. Just not really sure how you're going to be able to tell and how they view forward progress in this game of Madden. And the review apparently turns out into their favor. First down, Eagles. Okay, well, there you go. Cam Jurgens, the center, replacing the legend Jason Kelsey, of course. Quick little dig across the middle, and it can't be held on to. Smith dropped it. Got to hold on to those ones in a playoff game. 6:29 on this second quarter clock in a 3-3 game. Now you're in a 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Hurts. Pressure in his face. Now he'll dump it quickly to the right side, and Barkley's got a short gain right there. Third and 10 now out of the pistol. Hurts crouching low. Oops, somebody left early, or somebody didn't snap it. That's one of those illegal snaps, perhaps. Everybody jumped off the line thinking that was the snap count. But it was not. Landon Dickerson, the left guard, technically will be the one who gets to be penalized, but 3 dudes jumped early, which leads me to think that Jurgens snapped it at the wrong time, and now we got a 3rd and 15 now. Hurts back to pass. Jalen in trouble. He'll dump it. Here comes Calcaterra. He's got a little bit of some space, or excuse me, Goddard, not Calcaterra. I don't know why I keep saying Calcaterra, but that's Dallas Goedert. First down. Nice run after the catch for the tight end, and Commanders kind of let him off the hook that time. You can see everybody's in their zone, but facing and going the wrong direction. And that gives Goddard the momentum that he needs to get it, turn the corner, and get the first down. Hey, John, welcome in. Good to have you on. Hope you're doing well. Never any pressure, never any judgment for not being on the live. We get it. People are busy. I'm a school teacher in the middle of suburban Ohio, central Ohio right now. We have had 2 days of sub-zero temperatures here, and when that happens, they cancel school because they can't have kids walking a mile to school when it's negative 20 or whatever. So that's why you're getting a 2 o'clock sim here, and we had a Cavs sim this morning, so had a couple of snow days here in a row. Moving to the right side, Hurts, and now he'll be sacked. That's Frankie Louvu, the former Panther. And Louvu's been a very nice addition to this Commander defense as well. Now we're 3rd and long. Spread them out 5 wide. Hurts. Back to pass. Fired. Deep shot. Right side. Diving, but not anywhere close. That thing was way out of bounds. Aggressive dive for Goddard, but he was not even close. And now 4th and 14, and they're going to try a 55-yarder here from Jake Elliott. Yeah, I'm sure it's cold in Minnesota. Yeah, it's the old polar vortex. That polar air shifted down. I saw a screen grab. It's the same temperature in the North Pole as it is in Columbus, Ohio right now, or was this morning or whatever. It was like -4 in both places because that air has sunk down here. But yeah, it's been, we've been, I would say we're good for maybe 1 to 2 in my district because I live in a pretty close to Columbus suburb and we've got decent snow removal, so they're pretty good about cleaning things up in short order. It's much more about like the timing. If it just happens to snow at like 4 a.m. and they can't clean it up in time, we might get a snow day. But so we're good for 1 to 2 a year, perhaps. But we've already, today is our 4th already, and we're not even out of January. So you get 5 freebies, at least in our district, and then you start having to do stuff to make them up. Left side throw. So yeah, we had the 2 days, right? Monday, Tuesday coming right out of the holiday break. Like January of 5th and 6th, or whatever that Monday, Tuesday was, we had crazy, massive snowstorm that took 2 days, and then yeah, we've had 2 days in a row here as well. So, yep, they still do that in Ohio. 4th and 5, Eagle defense. So 3-3. Have not had a ton of sims with this much defensive prowess flexed early, as both teams just kind of afraid to make the big mistake and therefore are not taking a lot of risks to get big plays either. Let's see what Hertz can do at 2:57 on that clock. Keep in mind the Eagles will get the second half kickoff as well. Do appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy, Nagy on Sports. Kit was in the chat for a minute. I'm not sure if he's still on. He's getting ready to fly home to Seattle as we speak, and at some point they'll make him turn his device off, and I don't know if he's got that free Wi-Fi and can stay with us on the plane or not. But he is just flying home as a passenger, not flying the plane. So if he does pop on the chat, no judgment. He is not flying a plane and chatting with you at the same time. Nice play there up to the 35. Jahan Dotson's had a really nice first half, once again, against his former team. Former first-round pick. Option keeper, Barkley stretched wide, and he'll be bounced. He gets his balance back and somehow able to get all the way back to the line of scrimmage. That was a really impressive run for 0 yards. And just shows you the balance and the leg strength of Saquon Barkley. He has been incredible. Double tight ends left, 2 receivers to the right. Motion coming from Barkley. Now he'll come back out into the pattern and then quickly throw it to him. 40. Barkley juke move up near the 45. Call it the 44. Mason. Left side, broken tackle. Oh, he holds onto his hand. Jeremy Chin says, no, you're not going anywhere. The former Carolina Panther, Jeremy Chin, and they're going to force another punt and call a timeout to stop the clock. He has been a beast, Jim. It's been a crazy year for him. He's finally able to stay healthy. That's always been Saquon's biggest thing. The talent was always there. Obviously found an offense and a situation that he liked, but most importantly, he was able to stay healthy this season. 2,000 yards later, they're 60 minutes from the Super Bowl because of those legs and other things. Terry McLaurin over the middle. He had a super game against the Lions. Talk about Buckeyes in the NFL. Arguably the best player on offense and defense for the Commanders, both graduates of the Ohio State University. Marshawn Lattimore, Terry McLaurin. Not in a particular hurry. They're going to hurry up, but the clock is running. They wasted about 25 seconds there now. Maybe they're not in much of a hurry as they're waiting 3, 4. Snapping it with 2 seconds to set up screen. Left side, Robinson to the 30. Brian Robinson to the 40, and he'll be shoved out of bounds to the 39. And that will stop the clock and give them a fresh set of downs. Brian Robinson, former Crimson Tide running back. Play action. Rolling. Now he'll take off. 40, 45. Daniels hit right at the line to gain, and they'll call timeout number 2 at the 49. You can see he is very close to it, but that's not what they're worried about now with 33 seconds. Just one timeout left. Daniels surveys the field. Drag route, first down. 45 to the 40. Jamison Crowder. Been around the league for a while. Still an elite slot receiver. Crowder, and he's got a first down, and they call their final timeout now. 26 seconds left. Let's see how the clock is managed for Daniels and company. Back to pass. Jaden rolling to the right, and he'll throw it out of bounds. That's a smart play. 2nd and 10, and it took 5 seconds. Back to pass. Daniels. Moving again. Hits it as he throws, and he'll throw it away again. That one took 6 seconds. 3rd and 10. Olin Smith. There's Georgia Bulldogs along with Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis in the middle. Kobe Dean, who's injured right now. Lewis Seen on the back end as well, joining this team. Former Viking draft pick, but from that same class. There's Cooper DeJean, Iowa Hawkeye, who's turned himself into a very nice nickel corner here, and that will be short of the line, but a 50-yarder coming up for Austin Seibert, former Brown. Austin Seibert's kick is up, and his kick is good. So 6-3, they take the lead. Is that who you wanted them to take instead of Ricky Pearsall? He's been a good player for the Eagles. And yeah, it was a little puzzling to me too. All I can think is maybe they thought they were going to lose Ayuk and Samuel. They have since, of course, restructured and re-signed Ayuk, and I think Samuel, I think this is his year, right? He's a free agent after this season. So maybe they were just trying to future plan there, but in terms of immediate needs, definitely feels like defensive back was the one they could have used the most. Left side throw, deep shot, got behind everybody, caught it at the 3, but there's no time on the clock. Oh, they threw a deep ball to Jahan Dotson, and he got behind everybody, but time ran out, and they couldn't get out of bounds or down in time to call their timeout. And that's where we're at right now. The championship round, we'll do Bills and Chiefs. That sim is going to be bonkers town. I'll do that one tomorrow. I'll wait for Kit to get home to join me. That'll get you 2 days prior to the kick as we're doing this one today. I also have no idea what day of the week it is, not having gone to work in a little bit. We also had Monday off for Martin Luther King Day, so I haven't been to work since last week, and I don't know what day it is. Which is fine. We'll take it. Yeah, that feels right. That feels right, John, that Pearsall was a bit of a desperation. I think he was a pull in the first. I don't think he was a first-round talent anyway. I think all of the real first-round receivers had already been drafted. It's not like he's Malik Neighbors or Marvin Harrison or something like that. So that was a little bit of a pull for sure. Second half time here. Again, appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy on Sports is the channel. Nice little run to the left side after the catch for Dallas Goedert. We have the technology. Deebo Samuel. He looks like he has one more year in 25. Although it says they do have a potential out in 2025 with only $31 million of dead cap. Otherwise, he has a $15 million cap hit this year in 25, and then he's just got void years after that. So it looks like you got Deebo and Ayuk for one more year. Who am I rooting for in the playoffs? I mean, I think I'm probably with most of America on this one. I like to see the underdogs in this particular case. It would be fun to see the Commanders and the Bills. Just to see Mahomes knocked off the mountain for a minute would be fine with me. Same with the Eagles, to a lesser extent. I also think, again, as Kit, is left side throw and a dot to the 12, Devontae Smith, and now Hurts is kind of coming to life with that arm. Back-to-back deep shots. I think as Kit articulated nicely in the Discord chat this week, is that the Commanders are kind of a good example of if you're able to hit on the quarterback, how quickly you can turn things around. Over the middle and a touchdown. First of the day, and it's A.J. Brown. Hurts the Brown. Touchdown Eagles, and finally someone has reached the painted area. This is the first touchdown of the game here, and we're in the third quarter. Look at this throw. Talk about leading your guy to a spot. That was a beautiful look at it. And Brown is into the end zone. Touchdown Eagles. They're going to take a 10-6 lead. Now, obviously, there is no Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams or Bo Nix or Michael Penix or J.J. McCarthy in this draft, or Drake May, sadly. But if you feel good enough about one of them, it's starting to trend like Cam Ward to the Titans is a real thing, although the new Titans GM did have a presser today where he talked about we won't pass on a generational talent, but he said he also wants to have 12 picks in the top 100 in the next 3 or 4 years or something like that. Basically, like, I want to be drafting 10 to 12 times a year, and I want 3 or 4 of those to be in the top 100. So basically saying, like, make me a deal for lots of picks to come up and get your guy. So, well, John, it's not a me thing. It's an everybody thing. This quarterback class is terrible. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, kind of everybody's 1 and 2, are just not great. They'd be QB 5, 6, 7, 8 somewhere if they were in last year's draft. So it's just a stinky timing thing for us Browns fans, of course. So there's been a lot of talk about, I think you can probably still get as good a quarterback, whether that's a Will Howard, a Jackson Dart, a Quinn Ewers, Dylan Gabriel, something along those lines later, and still take that number 2 pick and either try to change it or fall back to somebody who does fall in love with one of those guys and get more picks, because you got a lot of holes to fill. Or stay there and take Mason Graham, or take Abdul Carter, or take Travis Hunter, or take Will Campbell, take any of those guys who are going to make your team better immediately, and then go get your developmental quarterback. My point is, you're going to have to develop the quarterback regardless, and so if you take him at 2, there's going to be much more higher standards, especially if it's Deion's kid. Good Lord, the circus that's going to come with. Scheme-wise, tools-wise, I think Shedeur does fit the Browns' offense a little bit better than Cam Ward, so if the Titans do go Cam Ward, there is that. I think that any other quarterback at 2 would be an aggressive stretch, because I think you'll be able to get any of the rest of the guys I talked about at 34. So it really just depends. If the Raiders, who have been outspoken about Shedeur, really want to come up from 6, dude, make me an offer. I'll still get my choice of whoever's left of Abdul Carter, Mason Graham, Michael Williams, Will Campbell, Travis Hunter. All those guys are not going to be gone at 6. So I think my first choice for the Browns is trade down if you can and accumulate more high-end assets. If not, you take the best offensive or defensive lineman available at 2, which by all accounts is Mason Graham or Abdul Carter. And then if you really find a way to fall in love, and again, I have no point but to not trust Stefanski at this point. If he feels good about developing Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward at 2, and they're going to go with it and let it ride, who am I to judge them? They're getting paid millions of dollars to make that decision. I've made dozens of dollars from YouTube with these sims with you guys, so I'm certainly not in a position to say, but that's what I would do if I was in charge. Hey, Rick, welcome in. All right, 2nd and 5. We'll get back to the game here. Another first down throw and catch. Jalen Hurts. That one's Calcaterra. So we'll see. We obviously have a lot of time, and I do think that we'll know, John. The other thing about it is I think that we'll know well before the draft what the direction is, simply by what they do in free agency. And so if they do go get a Kirk Cousins or a Justin Fields, or if they pay money for Sam Darnold, or if they try to fill that quarterback hole with a veteran of some capacity, then I think that number 2 doesn't become a quarterback. I absolutely think they will draft a quarterback, and they could still draft one as high as the 2nd round, but they're not going to spend the number 2 overall pick for a quarterback and then say, oh, by the way, you got to sit behind Kirk Cousins for a year or whatever. More and more, you got to get these guys in there and get them some play. Think about Bo Nix. He started the year terribly, and he's ended the year, and he's like, oh, actually a pretty good quarterback. You got to get these guys at bats right away. Right side throw to Barkley. Now, would I be okay with bringing a veteran backup in? Hey, Justin Fields, you're going to come be our backup. Hey, Jameis, you're going to come back, be our backup again. I'm okay with any of those options, but you're going to roll with the rook, and you're going to live with the growing pains, and hopefully the return to a Stefanski offense and Stefanski and Tommy Rees's influence. Remember, Tommy Rees was the reason that Jalen Milroe is even an NFL prospect, because of the way he worked with him 2 years ago as his offensive coordinator. So obviously you have a ton of connection there. Jalen Milroe is somebody they could go for in the 2nd round. Super, super athletic. Can you turn him into a great quarterback also? So there's a lot of tea leaves reading that as well. No, I think with the re-injury, he's for sure pupped for the whole year. They also have an insurance policy out against his contract if he misses for injury, so they're going to get like $40 million back from the insurance company, which will be helpful for other financial things like extending guys and void years and things like that. So his injury also means that you don't just have to pay him $40 million to be the third string quarterback, which is what we were trending to anyway. Or even like when he was at Houston, like, we're just paying you to stay home. Sorry, dude. So at least it gives them a little bit of plausible deniability in terms of, yeah, no, we were definitely going to give him an opportunity to be the starter. It's just too bad he's hurt, you know. He's going to have to be on that physically unable to perform list. The interesting thing to watch about that, John, and I'm rehashing many previous Sims worth of conversation here as the Eagles continue their drive. Play action to Barkley. And Hurts steps away from a sack to the 20, to the 15, and slides down the 10-yard line. The other thing about it that's interesting is if it is found that he retore the Achilles doing not football stuff, i.e. rehab that was like with team-specified rehab people, is that I think his entire contract can become void, which would be like the craziest blessing in disguise possible for a guy who you feel terrible that he got hurt, and then you feel terrible that he hurt it again. But if these TikTok videos are true, that he's like out dancing with his girlfriend and stuff like that, and they find out that's how he hurt himself, as Hurts is going to go into the end zone, as he is wont to do often, that they can actually just cut him and void the rest of the contract, which seems crazy to me. So that'll be kind of an interesting thing to watch as this offseason unfolds, is they're like, oh, just kidding, we found out you were playing golf or shooting hoops or dancing with your girlfriend on TikTok or whatever when you re-tore your Achilles, and that's not a football activity, so a non-football injury can void a contract. So pretty wild stuff. 16-6, 17-6. 2 touchdowns for the Eagles here, and that's how the third quarter comes to a close. And the Cinderella postseason for the Commanders is just a quarter away. Concerned to be the next Terrell Pryor. Was he on a bicycle, Rick? Or yeah, that would be a $90 million dance. For him, $90 million out of his pocket. For us, a $90 million dance. I can't believe we dodged the rest of that bullet. Daniels now, he's really got to fire one. Oh, it almost got picked off by Zach Bond, former Saint linebacker. I actually thought Terrell Pryor was a really good player. Obviously, he was the #1 recruit in the country. Oh, I see. You're telling jokes now. I thought you were talking about why did Deshaun Watson's bicycle fall over. That's what he was writing. I see, in terms of being a good athlete but not a good quarterback. Yeah, I mean, I have to trust other people because I only really watched Jalen Milroe play one game this year, and it was that bowl game against Michigan, and he looked awful. So he would not be my first choice, but again, you have Tommy Rees in the building who worked with him as the Eagles are going to sack Daniels and get off the field here. And it's getting really late for the Commanders right here. So, again, personally, I would rather go Will Howard or Jackson Dart in terms of mid-round guys to be developed over Jalen Milroe, but Jalen Milroe could be the closest to like Lamar Jackson we've had in a while in terms of like he's an elite runner, elite athlete running the ball. And if he can just dial in that passing like Lamar has done the last season or so, and he's like, oh, he's not just a runner who can throw to wide open guys, like he's actually a quarterback now, which is the reason that, you know, Lamar Jackson is winning MVPs continuously and those kinds of deals. But you got to find something because, again, for better or for worse, as I was joking on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, that I would like to request a trade to the NFC because for, at least for the next decade, any path out of the AFC for the Browns will include some combination of Burrow, Jackson at least twice because they're in the division, Allen, Mahomes, and now C.J. Stroud certainly starting to look the part as well. You know, Justin Herbert maybe came back to earth a little bit more this year, but it's a murderer's row of quarterbacks to have to navigate and get through, and you have to have somebody special at that spot, and until you get it, the rest is kind of treading water, which is why they took such a big shot for Watson. It just didn't work out. So if your guy isn't there at 2, I don't know what you're doing, but you're basically taking it, you know what I mean? You just need to take a bunch of swings at it for sure. I like Rick coming in with the jokes. I thought the first bike one, Rick, about it, over the middle, incomplete. I thought the bike one was that when we were still talking about Watson injuring himself. Well, like, why did the bicycle fall over? Deshaun, what were you doing? Like, I thought that was your line of questioning. Yeah, maybe Cordell Stewart type. I mean, again, I have to trust other people because I have not watched a ton of Alabama football, to be honest. So, just telling you what the peeps are saying. Yes, I saw that too. Yeah, it's Brady definitely kind of passed the torch to Mahomes for sure. We'll see, man. The Bills feel like they've got some moxie this year. They seem excited. They seem hungry to try to do it. But, man, Mahomes always finds a way. And they're in Kansas City. Crazy things happen there. There's all that talk about how generous the referees are for Mahomes, and he's starting to milk these roughing the passer calls and baiting guys to hit him right when he's at the sideline and then flopping out of bounds and stuff. So it's like there is something to that. They're protecting the league superstar a little bit. Left side throw. Watch out. 10-5. Touchdown, and that might be enough. Eagles going to run away with this one. Dallas Goedert into the end zone. Yeah, same thing, Mason. I haven't seen a lot of Dart either, but from what I have seen, I liked better than what I saw from Jalen Milroe. So again, and Tommy Rees will have seen plenty of film on Jackson Dart as well, being an Alabama coach. It is a good last name for a quarterback, yes. Absolutely, we use that term a lot for quarterbacks. So that in and of itself should be the tiebreaker. Yes, you're right. Much better than the kicker that's last name was Blewett. Well said. Well said. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't apply for a name change or something. Daniels, watch out. He's going to be thrown down again. Sacked for a 3rd time. Josh Sweat having a special performance here. And the rookie clock seems to have struck midnight for Jaden Daniels' Cinderella rookie season over the middle. Short catch for Diami Brown. Draft pick out of North Carolina. Former Tar Heel, who's on that same talented roster with Javonte Williams, Michael Carter, back to pass. Daniels, good protection this time, tipped away, incomplete, 4th and 13. Sidney Brown, brother of Chase Brown, I believe, the running back for the Cincinnati Bengals. They both went to Illinois. I think they are related, cousins perhaps. I think they are related. Back to pass, Daniels on a 4th and 13 to keep them alive. Right side throw, Daniels, got it, 1st down. Zacchaeus to the 46, and there's a small heartbeat still for the Washington Commanders. Oh, there you go, Jim. Thank you. They're twins. Chase and Sidney Brown. There you go. I knew they were related. I bet they both went to Illinois, so I should have guessed. And they both came out of the draft class in the same year, so that part checks out, I guess. Not that that's exactly how it works, because you can come out, quote, early or stay late. Daniels, pressure in his face, across the middle, caught but a little bit behind him. Zacchaeus seems to have been his go-to guy right now, but time is running thin. They got to hurry. 24-6 here in our official Nagy on Sports NFC Championship sim. Again, drag route across the middle, 1st down and more. It's Olamide Zacchaeus again. Seems to be the man that they want to get the football to now, but they're going 6 to 8 yards at a time down the field. And that is not going to add up to a touchdown very quickly. Moving to the right side, and it'll be thrown to the ground by Milton Williams. Oh, boy, 2nd and 24 coming up as Williams shot in there. beating Andrew Wiley. Again, this offensive line for the Commanders, not great, certainly not on digital paper. Madden's ratings for them are mid-70s as opposed to the guys that are 80s, and even Jalen Clark, who's a 90. Milton Williams gets home again. 3rd and 32 coming up. Running out of precious moments here are the Commanders. 3rd and 32, pressure again, and he'll throw it away. Well, training at 1.75 speed didn't seem to work out for him this week. Here's 4th and forever. Maybe a gifted PI is all you can hope for, the best you can hope for. They pick up the block on a little bit of a max protect look. Daniels, now he'll step up. Now he'll run down the line of scrimmage. Now he will run out of bounds. That was silly. Didn't even give his team a chance. Turnover on downs, and that's going to be the game. Eagles will win this one, 24-6. So that would be a cover for them. They are favored at home, not quite by this much. So kudos to the Eagles. If this goes according to Hoyle, they will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We will sim Bills and Chiefs tomorrow. Bills and Chiefs tomorrow, Thursday, in the afternoon/evening. Join Kit and I, hopefully, for the AFC Championship game. Do appreciate everybody being on. Thanks so much to all of our subscribers. You guys are truly the best. We very much appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, we of course appreciate that. This is what we do on the channel. We sim stuff, sporting events, with live original commentary and good conversation with you, the faithful fans here at Nagy Nation. Pressure up the middle, and he'll be sacked. Still not calling timeout. I don't know what's going on. Or maybe they did call timeout. Nope, they didn't call timeout. Silly. They do not have to snap it before the 2-minute warning. That was a little bit of a gift, I guess, for the Commanders. They're going to get the football one more time. Hey, good for him, though. Offensive Rookie of the Year. He had a fantastic season. Future is bright in Washington. Still don't love the name, but it's another story for another day. He'll dump it short, and it's dropped. Philadelphia's had a great season. They are headed to the Super Bowl here. Once again, if this goes according, on Sunday afternoon. Daniels will fire it out of bounds. Third and 10. Over the middle. First down catch. Big one there to McLaurin. Just didn't go to Terry as much as he should or could. We'll call timeout. 4-by-1. 4 receivers to the left. Second level concept, and he almost kicked the ball with Zacchaeus. Nice play there. Cooper DeJean once again. You're welcome, Jim. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay warm. It's a chilly one out there. Every time I let the dogs out, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's cold. Scurrying them back in so that their snot doesn't freeze in their mouths and nose. Third and 10 here, just 95 seconds to go. Stay at the end, I'll give you the stats. Left side throw, dumping it into single/double coverage now. Incomplete. Probably going to be it for the Sims for the day. Give people a chance to catch up a little bit again. Kit and I will try to bring you that AFC Championship sometime tomorrow on Thursday evening. And then we'll get ourselves ready for the real thing this weekend. Pressure coming, and he'll be sacked. Oh, ball pops out. Picked up by an offensive lineman, but it doesn't matter. Nolan Smith. That's a big get. Jaden Daniels. Going to be thinking about this one for a while. He struggled today. And he is going to be thinking about what coulda, woulda, and shoulda happened had he played a little bit better in this one. So congratulations to Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, their quarterback, had a very nice day. Had a rushing touchdown, a couple passing touchdowns. Again, this was a 3-3 game for a quarter and a half. Washington went up 6-3. And there's been 3 touchdowns since then. 2 through the air and 1 through the ground for Jalen Hurts. Barkley up the middle. Washington mercilessly not calling their timeouts. So this is going to do it. 3, 2, 1, ball game. NFC champions, Philadelphia Eagles. Sirianni excited. Somehow Barkley made it quickly to the sideline and dumped his helmet. Daniel's going to think about this one for a while. What a great run here for him as a rookie. Obviously, his future is extremely bright. Very, very talented player. Quinn and Sirianni share a handshake. Now it's gotten cold. You can see they're breathing heavy now. As the Philadelphia Eagles fight song. Yes, they have a fight song. It plays in the background as we leave. All right, let's look quickly at the Commanders first. Just a tough day for the rookie. 17 for 34, 176. That's exactly 50% completions. Didn't turn the ball over, but actually fumbled at the end, I guess. But also not able to generate much offense. He also carried the ball 10 times for 42 yards. Never really got Brian Robinson going 6 for 20 in this one. Just 3.3 a carry. Zacchaeus was definitely the main target for reasons unknown to me because look at McLaurin down there at the bottom. 3 for Crowder, just 3 for Robinson out of the backfield. Brown and McLaurin, your two starting receivers, just 4 targets. And again, Terry McLaurin, 2 for 44, and they couldn't go back to him or wouldn't go back to him for whatever reason. Bobby Wagner, remember they brought him over in free agency to kind of mainstay this defense. He has 10 tackles, including 2 TFL. Sacks at 1.5 for Farrell, 1 for Payne, 1 for Luvu, 1 for Jazon Newton, and a half for Michael Walker. No interceptions, no forced fumbles, just no turnovers. No fun for the Commander defense. Jalen Hurts today, very special. 28 of 35 for 349. That's 80%. He had 2 touchdowns. He also had 6 carries for 48 yards and a touchdown. Barkley just 11 for 45. They didn't need to run it to him a lot. Dotson 6 for 120 in this one. 6 for 62 and a touchdown for Goddard. 6 for Barkley out of the backfield. 5 for Smith, including a drop. 3 for 29 and a touchdown for A.J. Brown. 2 for Calcaterra. 8 tackles for Zach Bond. 6 for DeJean Smith, Gardner Johnson, and Josh Sweat, who had 4 sacks in this one. 2 for Milton Williams, 1 for Nolan Smith. They didn't pick the ball off, but they did force a fumble that was not recovered. All right, well, 24-6. There you go. That is your final score, and that is how this game will come to a close. So do appreciate everybody joining me here today, guys. This one was a lot of fun. You're very welcome, Rick. You're very welcome, Jim. Always appreciate and have a great time doing it. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Be safe. Stay warm. I know if you're in Central Ohio, we had a lot of people who had power out. So if that's you, please don't waste your phone's battery watching this sim right now. But be safe. Take care of yourselves. And we will see you when we get to the next one. So thanks, guys, so much. Have a great day. As always, who won today? Oh, the Eagles did. We'll say go Eagles. And as always, go Browns.